Psalm 68 verse 1. Just one verse. And we have our seat. Hallelujah. Shall we sing? Shall we read it together? 1 to go. Let God arise. Let his enemies be scattered. And let them also that hate him flee before him. Read it again. Let arise and let his enemies be scattered. And let them. Hallelujah. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. Sit down ballandociously on your enemy's head. Today's prophetic tsunami. As a prophet of God, I have observed that what changes people's life is not just only the prophesied word, it's the word we teach that people understand. One of the greatest parts and things that can keep any ministry or any organization is their ability to teach people to understand. When you carry knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because wisdom is the factory that houses knowledge and understanding. Knowledge and understanding are the stepbrother and stepsister of wisdom. Once there is an understanding and there is knowledge and there is an application of what you understand and know, wisdom is taking total manifestation. I will continue from where I stopped last week, and it's called the battles of life. Part 2. Tell anybody, battles of life. I'm not hearing you well. So let's start by saying that in life, like I said last week, we fight battles. Battles. And these battles are not battles you bargain for. Please, I'm not going to rush you. I'm going to teach today. You fight battles. Please, no movement. Everybody should take their seat, please. In life, you fight battles. And then I made mention of some battles. Number one, inherited battles. And these are battles that you just find your fathers and parents. You are born into them. You inherit them. And sometimes it might not even be it might not just be because your parents did something wrong, but you inherited these battles. Some of us are fighting enemies that are not our enemies, but they are enemies of our parents and grandfather, and we are now in it fighting the battles. Now we talk about battles of growth battles. Once you begin to ascend and begin to go high, you begin to see enemies that you did not bargain for. I happen to live in a house. I'm going to share a lot of life stories with you because I'm dealing with life. I happen to be in a house with a man of God that was my childhood friend. In fact, I stayed with him. I slept in his house. And he even had vision of what I am now. God told him. He even told me, please, when you go up. And I said, you will also go up. He said, no, I know what I'm saying. But as soon as God took me up, he couldn't stand me. My bags were in his bedroom, and I slept on his 3-seater. And I used to prophesy in his church. And many a times they opened my bags. One day we came back from the program. He said, if not because you are with me, and and you stayed in my house, and I know how your luggage is there, I will say there's something you are using. There are people, naturally, once you advance a little bit, they can't stand you. Now, you don't need to be a billionaire. Just step up a little. They can't stand you. It's there. They are not enemies, they are just, they can't stand you. Some people can share your history. They cannot share your destiny. What I mean by your history and destiny, they can share your past. They can't share your future. That means they are okay when you are in one room. They are not okay when you are in duplex. So these are enemies of growth. The reason why they are angry with you, the battles, is just because they feel you are not qualified for what you have. They undermine you. Now listen to me. The race in life is not for the swift. The word swift there, it means somebody that can run quick. You know what we call swift code? Swift code is quick code. That means this transfer that is being transferred, this money will come swiftly, quickly. So when Solomon said the race is not for the swift, he's saying the race is not for people that are quick. Not the battle for the strong. That means that some people can be strong and yet they will fail battles. He said, I returned and I saw under the sun that the race is not for the swift. Not anyone you see in life running a race and overtake you. It's not because he's quicker. He said the battles not for the strong. Not because when you see men win battle, it's not because they are stronger than you. He said no bread for the wise or for the rich or for the wise. So if you see anybody today having bread, it's not because he's wiser than you. He said no riches for men of understanding. He said when you see riches, it's not because men have understanding. No favor for men of skill, people who have skill, who have acquired skill. He said but time and chance imponent to them all. Why fight somebody when you have time and chance? As long as you are breathing and you are alive, there is nobody that is higher than you that you cannot get to and overtake. Everything is about what? Time and chance. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor, give me time and chance. I will surprise you. This year, 2024, 2025, 2026. Please don't criticize what you will soon become. The only reason why you are talking against rich men is because you are not rich. When you become rich, you will understand what you don't understand that you are criticizing. We talk about battles of competition, self-battles. Then we talk about spiritual battles, which I'm having today. Spiritual battles. These are enemies you don't see physically. Foundational forces, demonic forces, forces from your father's house. Life is spiritual. You're going to fight battles. Demons. You're going to fight battles. You're definitely going to fight battles. You will fight battles. There are times in my life where those early days, I'll lie down. I'll hear people call my name in the middle of the night. Joshua, we will kill you. We will make sure we kill you. Life is spiritual. We're there in the outside. A woman brought her daughter that was pregnant, due to give birth. And I was trying to mediate, to pray for her. In my office, she looked at me with a bad eye. And I asked the lady, who is this woman? She said, my mother, my wonderful mother. And then I advised her, I said, okay, stay. Please wait for me in the reception. Let me talk to your mother. Immediately she stepped out. I said, Mama, what is wrong? She said, what is your business? I said, why did you follow her here? I said, that's none of your business. These are battles that you least expect. Now, in Psalm 68, because this part 2, he said, let God arise. Who is going to arise? Who is going to arise? And when he arises, what will happen? His enemies will be scattered. So the question I ask, if God have enemy, who are you not to have enemy? In fact, the Bible says God will not sit down for his enemy to be scattered. He will have to arise. Be very careful not to think you have enemies. Papa, my hands are clean. My heart is pure. God's hands is clean. His heart is pure. But yet he has enemies. You know, I don't fight. You don't need to fight people to have enemies. You don't need to be a troublemaker to have enemies. There are 7 types of enemies. Number 1, household enemies. Enemies from your own house. Household enemies. Family enemy. No matter how powerful you are going to have such kind of enemies. They are there. They come from your family. Family. There are people in your family that just simply don't like you. It's not because you have done anything. These enemies, they are just like that. It's like that. Sometimes when we talk about household enemy, we're talking about kingdom enemy. Like pastors. When a pastor fights another pastor, it's household enemy too. From the same kingdom. Number 2 are royal enemy. Those are people that have attained heights in life, but they don't want you to attain your own heights. Like Saul and David. That's an example of royal enemy. In Psalm 2, why did he hear in rage and the people imagine vain things, and the kings and the rulers, they took counsel against the Lord and his son. These kind of enemies are royal. They just hate you. And the reason why they hate you is because you have potential to overtake them. They know it that you will soon become more than them. Number 3, kind of enemy. It's competitive enemy. Enemies that the reason why they hate you is because you are their competitors. Maybe you are fighting for something. They will hate you. They will hate you. They will hate. Competitive enemies. Position because you want to attain one. These enemies are not, they are not too bad. They're not bad ones. They're just competing you. And because of that competition, they can say anything about you in order to destroy you. When I came to this city, some people undermined me. As soon as God started taking me up, they saw themselves as my competitors. It happens in business. Business, you know what I'm saying? You open a shop here, and somebody comes to open another shop, and then the person begins to spoil you in order. You know what I'm saying? In this ministry, I saw 2 brothers fighting over one sister. was always around the sister but didn't propose the sister. But they are very close. Then there's this one that just came into the ministry. It's not too long. He's very, very good at talking. And you know, talkers are takers. He walked to the sister, proposed this. He was just barely 1 month in this ministry and already talked to the sister. And then the other brother got angry and started fighting him. It was very serious. They exchanged words. I asked my daughter, I said, who among them do you want to marry? She said she liked the one that came latest. And I asked, what about the other one? He said, well, we have grown to, I see him like my brother, because when I wanted him to propose, he did not propose. Now, I invited the both brothers so that there can be peace, because they're virtually in the same department here in this church. And I asked, did you propose her? She said no. He said, but he cannot collect what belonged to me. I said, how does it belong to you? He said, as long as I am in this ministry, I will fight him. To cut the long story short, that's how he left the ministry, because he can't stand him. Now, yeah, the rest is history. She's married. The question is, how many of you are fighting people because of what you feel they have, or they are taking something that belongs to you? Even in choir here, most of you here, you can compete one another, and you might not know. When they ask you, why are you fighting? I'm talking about issues of life, raw issues of life today. So I just don't like her. They say, why is it that you don't like her? I say I don't just like her. Why? You can't stand her. In life, you will always see people that will compete you unconsciously or consciously. Hello? Why are you quiet? If you cannot stand competition in this world, you will not improve at all. Yeah, church is quiet. Hello? There are some of you women, sisters, you dress well just to feel okay. But there is another lady who is seeing you as a threat. So she is dressing to outshine you, and you don't know. Every time she see you come, you say, see her. She too they do. You have enemies like that. They are mere enemies. They are not too important. But it's just there. But some of you can lose your bearing because of such people. Church is quiet now. Hello, is church? Am I communicating? Am I communicating? Another type of enemy is self-enemy. When you are an enemy to yourself. When you are the reason why you have not gone up. When you are the reason why you are where you are. When you are the reason why you have failed in life. Sorry, I'm teaching. I'm not shouting too much today. We just need to get it. How many is that? 4. No. Number 5. Very important. These are, let me even stop at number 5. These are destiny enemies. Enemies who are vowed that as long as they are alive, you must die. There are people that don't want to see you. And these are exactly the kind of enemy you need to deal with. Because as I'm teaching about enemy, now somebody will tell me that, Papa, Jesus said, pray for your enemies. Yes. Pray for your enemies. In Matthew chapter 5. Say, pray for your enemies and those who persecute you. These are enemies that are fighting you because because they are ignorant. When Jesus was on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them because they do not know what they are doing. These are the enemies you forgive because, underline, they do not know what they are doing. There are people fighting you. They hate you because they don't have a knowledge of who you are. They have been pumped by other people to fight you. So those kind of enemy you can forget. But there are enemies fighting you and they know what they are doing. These are enemies that are aware of the consequences of what they are doing and they are dealing with you. So these are the kind of enemy I call destiny enemies. Enemies like 40 men of the Jews who fasted for 40 days and they said, we will not sleep until we kill Paul. Do you know that follow me? Are you following me? There are pastors that carry another pastor picture and they are fasting and praying for that pastor to die. Yes. I have one who came here about 4 years ago and said, I burn your picture. I pray against you. I just hate you. And I said, God must kill you. There are some of you here. Your pictures are in many prayer houses. So if that person have an opportunity to use knife on you, he will cut off your head. This kind of enemies, you don't allow them to live long. What are they living long to do? Hello? Peter committed sin. Jesus forgave Peter. Judas committed sin. Jesus refused to pray for him. In fact, Jesus told Judas, woe unto you. You are a son of perdition. There are people that grace is not available for them to change. Hello? Can I pray for somebody here? Anyone that have been programmed to kill you, they will die before they start their program. You must draw a line between enemies that do not know what they are doing and enemies that know what they are doing. Hello? Am I communicating? Am I communicating? I was handling a case here. A young man stayed with a family and raped their daughter of going to 11 years. And it was a serious case. And then the husband said, let us give him second chance. I don't know how they handled the case before they came here. And then another one happened again to their daughter of 9 years. By the same guy. And then the marriage is almost scattered because the woman said that there must be something wrong with you, my husband. And you know, the man is a very God-fearing man. But I say it's stupidity and idiocy. A man has abused your 11 years old daughter and a 9 years old daughter, and you feel he should not be disciplined. That's not forgiveness. He knows what he's doing. Hand him over to the proper authority and let them deal with him. I have handled ladies who are 22, 23 and 24, even 27, married, and they are in depression of the assault of the rape that was done to them when they are teenagers. And some of them are living with that fear. They have phobia. When they see men, they are shaking. If they are in a room and everybody is a man, there is a fear. And you feel that that should just be left and be swept under the carpet. In the name of I forgive, some people don't know that they need to be disciplined. Hello? Can I go further? Some of you, parents Parents, maybe you are watching me on air or here. You are destroying your children. You have become an enemy to your children. There are children, we are seeing them with hard drugs. 10, 9, 12, 13. They even buy Coca-Cola and put it inside. And then when we see it and we call parents to order, we are saying, leave my son, leave my son. He cannot do that. Hey! Every child you cover up is atrocity will trouble your old age. How can you, parents, hear me well? I'm sorry, I'm not preaching, shouting. How can you leave home? Your daughter that is 13 years old, she wear something exposing her body, and you are smiling and you are happy. Even the Sunday school teachers, when they see the children, they feel what you are comfortable, and they are talking to your daughter. You are bitter. Leave my daughter. We will not leave your daughter. You cannot, in a church environment, you can't allow your children to dress in a pornographic form. If you cannot control them at home, we will control them in the church. If you don't want them to be taught the scripture, the Bible, and modesty, keep them at home. Don't bring them to church. If you want to stop church, stop church. Other people's children are here. We will not allow them to be polluted. Where is modesty? Where is decency? When your children wear clothes, showing their novels, exposing their body, it's your duty to train your daughters. Teach them how to sit down. They don't sit down and open their legs. They sit down and cross their legs in a manner of dignity. You mothers, train your children. Train them. Don't touch my child. Don't correct my child. Why do you use that word on my child? Please, if you don't want them to use it, then train your child at home. How can you come to church? Your children are jumping all around. And they ask them to come and say, no, it doesn't matter. They don't need to come in. No! You are an enemy to the destiny of the children. Fathers, when you send your children to buy Benson, Rotmas, Igbo, they will grab it and carry 3 sticks because they watch you smoke at home, boldly, confidently. You are ruining the future of the next generation. The next generation is looking up to you. Everything is not caused by the prophet and the church. You should take responsibility. When you gossip in front of your children, some of us mothers, we are training our children to become first class amiable gossipers. Your children at the age of 9, 10, they are already talking the way you are talking. Mama tokpe, mama petule. Now so we see them. Now so it happen. Your children are rehearsing because they feel that is the way of life. Now, I'm talking about life now. This message is to address issues of life. Issues of life. Now, you can't succeed in life if you don't avoid these 7 persons in life. And the reason why I said you have to avoid 7 persons, you have to avoid if you want to succeed in life. I need you to follow me very well. 7 persons you have to avoid. Now, some of you might have the capacity to curtail them, to stand them, and move forward. But just in case you don't have, if you must win the battles of life, number 1 kind of person you must avoid is a talebearer. Proverbs 18 verse 8. A talebearer is not like a gossiper. People that hear things and take it to the order. If you don't avoid a talebearer, you are going to fight battles you are not supposed to fight. You are going to hate people you are not supposed to hate. He said the words of a talebearer are wounds. They go down into the innermost part of the belly. Some of you come to church, you are an happy person, you love God, you believe God, but somebody is telling you, want to tell you privileged information about the church, about your husband, about your friend, about your loved ones, and you are following them. All of a sudden, the man of God you honor, you dishonor. The wife you love, you begin to suspect. The husband you love, you begin to look down. The boss where you are serving wholeheartedly. Somebody is telling you, are you here? You are JJC. You will walk till you die. We here, we don't walk like that. They are giving you information that is bringing deformation and reducing your productivity. Some of you wives, one of the reasons why you can't stay with your husband, a talebearer is profiting. If you give your ear to a gossiper, you will miss the gospel. You know, I know the church. I know Papa. You know nothing. You know nothing. You know, I know your husband. I know. Talebearers' attitudes. Proverbs 16:28 is dangerous. Avoid talebearers if you want to last. A froward man soweth strife, and a whisperer separates chief friends. A gossiper will separate people. Some of you are malicing somebody that have not done anything. A man came here from nothing. I prayed for him, prophesied to him. In fact, the first money that he used to start his business, he came to propose the business to me. It was about 3.5 million. That was about 12 years ago. I did my best, supported him. He traveled abroad. I didn't hear from him. All of a sudden, God changed his life. We packed down here. I think about 2018, he came here. The Lord started turning things around for him. So he came with escorts. Now a very big guy. Some of you need to be careful of talebearers. Don't put a gossiper to be in front of anything you do. Now he has exchanged texts with me. Oh, Papa, I'm this. Then he came around. When he came around, I was seeing people. And then he met with somebody who is supposed to be a leader here. You must understand why leaders have to be strict if they want to go straight in life. And the leader told, wow, what are you coming to do here? They were talking, and then I prayed with him, he left. 3 weeks time, He went somewhere in the east and came back. That same person now was sending him texts. Be very careful. This man of God you are coming to see, he uses the stars of people. So he used the star of people. And he said, he don't say, like how? He said, when rich people come here, they go back without anything. He said, how? How many have you seen? He said, I'm just talking. So the man came. And when the man came, the man invited him and said, please come. And he said, some people will disappear when truth comes. The man said, please, sir, repeat the things you said. He said, I didn't say anything. He said, he didn't say anything. He brought his phone. He said, you don't even know how I become rich. He's the one that gave me the first capital that brought me to where I am. He said, definitely you are destroying people. Hear me. One of the greatest problems you can ever have is when you transfer your irresponsibility to a responsible person and cause and say that is the reason why you have failed. In life, we take responsibility. The church is a spiritual place where you come and receive the word of God. You are 99% responsible for your failure and success. Every time you hear people say, we can't go up because we are there, it is an admission of their stupidity. Nobody has a right to bring you down if you engage the principle of success wholeheartedly. Nothing happened by accident. Man deliberately goes on. Hear me, in the name of miracle, you can become lazy and not perform. No, I didn't get here by waiting for luck. I got here by working hard. Favor have to come, but you must have to learn. Every time you see in Africa, people say, they have used my star, they have used my destiny. It's an admission of laziness. Yeah, in this part of the world, when somebody succeeds, it's a ritualist. It's using the family star. Over there in those white countries, when people succeed, they see it as hard work. We tie juju ritual to success so that we don't give people credit for their success that they have earned to be able to get to. Hear me. Don't transfer your failure on people who were not there when you failed. Number two, second persons or people you need to avoid in life are narcissists. People with narcissistic culture, behavior. 2 Timothy 3 verse 1 to 5. They don't like to help anybody. They don't like to apologize. They don't even like to give accountability. Their behavior is just upside down. Avoid them. Number 3, people you need to avoid. People with bad influence. People that when they come around your life, they can influence you badly. But have you seen people, when you stay around them, you don't last too long. Something must happen. You must do something that you are not supposed to do. Young ladies, avoid ladies that are giving your number for hookup. They are bad influence. They coordinate you to an hotel. They have turned you like an animal in the zoo kingdom. How can can 4 ladies be on one man? Your father age. This is you. Your heart is pure. There are certain ladies you should run. There are certain guys you should run from. Influence. How do they influence you? They can never help you until you join them. They drive flashy car. When you sit down with them, they open their account and show you 7 million came from Alaji. And what did she do? She has become a piece of Zoom material. 5 men are sleeping with you. You have become like an animal, a toy. Run from friends. Avoid people that when you stay with them, their influence on you can destroy you. There were some set of women sometime who came around and they started infiltrating into some other women. And they tell them, look, we can tie down your husband. All we need to do is to give you this thing, you tie. And one of the women that they talked to told me, and I said, tell me the woman who said that. And I invited her. I said, are you a member? Yes. She said, I just came. I said, if you don't change, I will pursue you if I cannot deliver you. If what ought run from women that gives you charm to put in the food to control your husband. They tell you, I put them for mouth. Anything what I tell them, mind they do. Avoid them. Church is quiet. Church is quiet. Avoid people with bad influence. All they talk about is how to steal their oga money to start their own. You are serving under a man. It's just 2 years, but you have built a duplex by influence of your other groups. Church is quiet. Avoid them. Number 4, avoid people with entitlement mentality. You know, I deserve it. I deserve it. I must have it. People that do not walk into your pocket and they feel that every time they must give to them. Avoid it. If you stay around this kind of people, you might not last long. Should you not give? Give. That is if you have. If you don't have, don't let anybody box you to a corner. You know, I know you from when you are small. You know me from when I'm small. It doesn't mean I should slave for you. Church is getting quiet. Avoid them. Avoid people with entitlement mentality. Tell your neighbor, avoid them. Avoid people with entitlement mentality. Say it again. I'm not hearing you well. And number 5, avoid yes men. These are men that no matter how wrong you are, they tell you that you are right. They will never tell you that you are wrong. If you are a leader, if you surround yourself with this kind of people, you will not last. These are people that just feel that they are to sugarcoat you, make you feel okay, but they will never make you see that you are wrong. Avoid them. People that tell you, yes, you are okay. Yes, you are okay. You got it right. They can never tell you, sir, this time what you did now is wrong. Avoid them. If they are friends, they will agree with you and gossip you behind. Church is getting quiet. Number 7, avoid ungrateful human being. They are never grateful. What have you done for me? What did you do for me? How? Tell me. How can you say you did this? Who are you? How did you help me? Forgive them, but avoid them. In winning the battle of life, in success, 4 reasons why people can never be rich. Number 1, over responsibility that makes you irresponsible. When you carry over responsibility, where you are carrying everything that you have to give, and you don't have what to take care of your children and wife, you can never be rich. Don't try to create an impression. There are people that will collect everything that you have, and when you go down, they will laugh you. Most rich people are guilty of this. Sometimes we like taking people responsibilities that we don't care for our own. Sometimes I was opportune to see one of our past presidents in this country, and we drove through to his house, to his village, and I saw the road to the village was not done. It was very bad. But he built so many construction everywhere. I have seen it that most blessed people will spend time making everybody around to be happy. But people that are from their clan will not benefit anything. And what are they trying to guide against? They are trying to guide against people thinking that they are thinking about themselves. Even the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. Loving your neighbor more than yourself is a sin. Church is quiet. One day, I gave up everything, all the money in my account. I gave it all out. When the early days I started, gave it all out to make people happy. But you see this one cry, I will cry. I forgot that there's something at home that I need to. And I got home. My landlord was waiting for me. And he told me, Pop and Claire, I know you have money. Don't tell me any story. Hey, hear me. If you are blessed, if you fall down, the people you have helped might not be able to help you up. Especially when you give stupidly. How do you give? Get a portion for your family that no matter what thing happen, nothing should touch it. I pretended one time, one of my sons, and I said to him, I don't have, that what I have is under budget. It was not later than 1 month. He said, Papa is broke. And that's how he left. There are people that will not stay around you when you go broke. They are not lovers. They are not friends. The reason why they are around you is because they can chop something. Hey, it is better you are not rich than to be rich and go down. That's why many rich people, when they go down, they die of high blood pressure. Take responsibility, not over responsibility. Balance your account. Know what you go to family. Don't let your children suffer as a result of your good heart. Give to people, but there is a line that you must not cross. Family is family. Church, battles of life. Oh, yes. Church is getting quiet. Love your family. Help them in the capacity that you can help them. But you are not God. Are you hearing me? Help them in the capacity you can help them. And draw a line. Church is quiet. If every time they knock at your door, you carry and give to them, you are training lazy set of people. They will never take responsibility. There are help that turn people to labor, and there are help that make men to become heroes. Hear me. If the man hand is complete, you must always push them to work for themselves. If they cannot work for themselves, as long as they know every year you will pay their house rent, they will never take responsibility. I paid the house rent of a young man here for 10 years. Virtually signed a check that make him marry. And none came the 11th year. And I asked him, what have you been doing? He said, I've been working. I said, what have you been doing with the money? He said, too many responsibilities. I said, even my own money too, I have too many responsibilities. And I said, for this year, I'm not helping you. That's how he disappeared. There are people, as soon as they stop benefiting, they disconnect. They are not worth investing. I'm talking about life today. People don't get rich overnight. Hey! Stop these things. They don't. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor. Say it again. Say, neighbor. Are you hearing what God's servant is saying? Don't take responsibilities that are not your own. Number 2 reason why people are poor. Poor mindset. There are people we can't help. Their mindset. Everybody that is rich is using ritual. Juju. Poor mindset. Poor mindset. When you see somebody rich, it's muti, juju, voodoo. Progress is voodoo. If you have that kind of poor mindset, you can't be rich. Hear me. Even though we give you 200 million, you will not use it because your mindset is down. Number 3 reasons why people are not rich. You don't know how to spend money. When you don't know how to spend money. And what do I mean by that? Number 1, you can spend money. Number 2, you can save money. Number 3, you can invest money. So when money is in your hands, the question you ask yourself, am I spending it, saving it, or investing it? If you are spending money, when money comes to your hand, you can't be rich. If you are saving money, when money comes to your hand, you can live a moderate life. But when you send money to make money, which is investment, then you become rich.